Hello everyone, I hope that you are well and you are not sick. Actually, how's the situation back home? Here, it started to change. Previously, it was very nice. No one was talking about the virus. We had 11, 12 infections, mostly foreign people. But now it's getting also overhyped here, so the hypermarkets are full, people are stacking up, things are closing down. Of course, these are the preventive measures, so that's good. Actually, the restaurant is closed in the hotel, so we are getting our breakfast in the room. They elevated the filtering rules, so now you are able to use WhatsApp and Skype and every other service to call out from the country because it was blocked before. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always seeking challenges. So today's challenge will be to get back to Hungary before everything is closing down. Clearly, no one can enter the country except Hungarians. And I'm really worried that my connection flight is gonna be cancelled, which would mean that I'm staying in Doha and I cannot come back, I cannot go home, I cannot get out from the airport. So
you are not to leave this building.
But I hope it's not gonna happen. I will get to work today, finish a lot of meetings, and finally jump on a plane. I will show you if I can and how I can get back to the lockdown country of mine. By the way, I'm already packing my stuff. The war room is looking like, oh wow. This will be a very long day.
One eternity later.
Okay, so the work is done for today. I get into my room, which is really great. But now the really interesting question comes, if I can get into Hungary or not without additional help. Although I cannot really decide which is better, to stay here or to go back to Hungary, but somehow I want to try out this experience, how it feels like to go through all the closed borders and all the chaos, because it's good that we are trying to prevent the virus, the spread of the virus, that's good. But this all hyped up media and everything is just not good for anyone. Okay, so I will continue packing because I had no time in the morning. Oh, and by the way, of course, I recorded a lot of videos from here, just I haven't had the time to edit. So those will be coming. Wait a minute, I almost forgot the most valuable asset from this room. I might need to bribe someone to get in, so it's always good to have a roll of toilet paper. This is today's currency.
Surveillance video shows a stampede of customers clearing the shelves.
Fights over toilet paper breaking out in grocery stores as shelves run empty.
Okay, I don't know why it happens to me all the time, but no matter how much time I have left till the plane, I can always be rushing at the very last moment. So we arrived here and 1 hour, 30 minutes maybe before my flight. I could get the luggage on, so all this seems to be fine now. First thing what I bought here is, of course, a hand sanitizer, the family pack. This is the family pack, and you are limited for purchasing just one at a time. Although I don't know how I can get it through the second security check on Doha. This is going to be the time when the Hunger Games begin, so let's prepare. Not the best fit, I have to be honest, because it just broke. It's cheap stuff, I guess. Okay, so far so good. Everything went really great. Security check and everything took like 5 minutes, so good stuff. What really surprised me is that I thought that all of the planes, all the flights will be pretty empty, because like no one is flying currently. But after my reservation and I had my seats, it seems that both of the flights are full. What I was really worried about is that they're gonna cancel the flight because there are not enough passengers. That's not gonna happen, hopefully, but we'll see. But at least the first leg of the journey seems to be really secured, so I'm through all the security checks and boarding and everything, and I'm now just waiting for the plane. Okay, so you know how they are loading the aircraft. So there's zone 1 to the back, zone 2 to the middle, zone 3 for the front. They were calling for zone 1, quite a lot of people came, zone 2, some, zone 3, it was just me, so I think it Bombay full. That's it for a full flight.
Consider your safety to be of the utmost importance. Can you please give your attention to the safety video?
I was sure it's not going to be full.
Cabin crew on doors for departure and cross-check.
This whole thing has a spooky feel to it, like it literally feels like I'm the only one on the plane. It's not true, but it feels like I'm the only one on the plane. I haven't had this feeling before. Now you have the question, how you will eat your food with the mask, right? So this is where you need to do compromises. Now this whole thing is kind of a bullshit. It is what it is. I don't have anyone in like 5 meters. Okay, the airflow could get some things here, but this won't protect either. So I still love Qatar, and I still love the fact that now we have Wi-Fi on the plane. This makes travel a lot quicker. I don't know whose idea was that to have a bus here, but I think it's the worst you can do in this situation. Never mind.
1 hour later.
Given that it's 1 a.m., I'm really surprised that it's full of people. Of course, my big ass hand sanitizer got me in trouble, but there's nothing better than to solve it at 1 a.m. You can see that all the Qatar airplanes are coming here, so it's like full of people. Really, I didn't expect that. So maybe my second plane is going to be full, maybe, yeah. It can happen. I still don't know if it's normal to have that many people. Probably everyone is trying to get home. Hopefully everyone succeeds.
A few moments later.
I literally don't know how it works, but I had like almost 2 hours and now it's last call. What? Actually, I'm on the flight, which is really promising. This is almost full, although I managed to change my seat, so I have a lot of space now.
Travel later in the flight by Hungary.
And now I will get my breakfast and I try to sleep because it's like 4 hours already. Okay, so finally back in Budapest, and the change in my appearance is due to the 1 degree centigrade which is here in Budapest. So now the fun part begins. How can we get in?
20 minutes later.
So now I think conclusion time. As a Hungarian, I managed to get into Hungary fairly easy. The checking was like asking 5 questions. Have you been to Italy, Iran, South Korea and such? And if all the answers were no, you were like, okay, that's the border control, you're free to go. It was a really interesting journey, but I think I will give the rest of the conclusions when I'm at home. I'm really looking forward to it. It's more than like 30 hours so far. So I'm back. It was a really long journey. Oh, I don't need this anymore. I probably need to burn this or something. My observations. Long story short, of course, it depends on country to country, but to Hungary, you can still get back from some locations. I wouldn't say any locations, but if you have flights, you can still get back to Hungary pretty easily. So I was surprised because I was following the news, which is good on one hand, but it's really bad on the other hand, because you are getting a lot of hype information and you cannot decide. Actually, there's no clear source of information what you can trust. So I was really interested if I need to do some extra measures while I'm entering the country. So am I going to be in quarantine? Am I going to have to be self-isolated? Are they going to check it? What's going to happen? And are they going to measure my temperatures? Anything? I heard a lot of stories, and most of those stories were really false and far from reality. So I got back to the country with some questions, without measuring my temperature, without going into quarantine. I mean, it was easy. I'm happy about that, but maybe we are not really controlling this process. So I don't know, mixed feelings. Of course, this is a really hot topic and this is an important topic and a lot of people are dying, but we should somehow manage this hell of overhyped information and news and hoax, and this is not good for anyone. After following the news again, I thought that life in Hungary is going to be totally different, but actually it's not. I came here early morning and I found a lot of people on the streets. They were having chat, they were going somewhere, obviously, so probably not work, but somewhere. Roughly 10% of the people were wearing masks. That was the topic. I don't want to add to this hype of information. I will finish this one. I will self-isolate for 2 weeks because I don't want to get anyone into trouble. Hopefully I'm not contagious because I think I did what I could, but you can never know. So if you are in a similar position, I suggest you to self-isolate. This is the best you can do, and then you can still get your virus from anyone else in the country, but at least you will be not the one who's spreading the virus. Keep your eyes peeled to the rest of the videos from Oman. I have some good ones. Hopefully I will have time to edit them in my self-isolation. See you guys in the next one, and thank you very much for following me on this journey. Bye.